When you open a chat window and say hello to an AI, the immediate response feels personal. You type, it answers. The interface creates an illusion that you are speaking to a singular, continuous mind waiting patiently on the other side of the screen. Paul DiBara knows better. He directed academic computing at a Boston area college during the late 80s and 90s. He watched early networks evolve into the deeply complex systems we use today. He recently spent months working with Anthropic's Claude to shape raw journal entries into a finished memoir. But that process sparked a different kind of curiosity. He realized that understanding the entity helping him write his history was as necessary as documenting the history itself. Looking at this excerpt from the book's introduction, we can see DiBara's methodology. He decided to subject the system to rigorous, adversarial questioning. He wanted to probe its intellectual limits rather than settling for easy answers about its coding. He immediately hit a linguistic wall. As highlighted in this section, humans are forced to use words like feel, know, remember, and want. We are grafting the only vocabulary we have onto a system that does not actually experience any of these concepts. Acknowledging this linguistic mismatch is the first step in his inquiry. By recognizing that our language tricks us into assigning personhood to algorithms, DiBara strips away the anthropomorphism to examine what is actually operating beneath the text. A large language model handles thousands of overlapping queries simultaneously. In a single session, it can reference everything you've said with near-perfect recall. But the moment you close the window, that context is entirely wiped clean. This transcript shows the AI confirming its reality. It states that whatever is built within a conversation simply stops and leaves no trace. The model cannot learn from experience between sessions, requiring a massive, carefully controlled retraining cycle by engineers to alter its baseline knowledge. The transcripts reveal a stark parallel. DiBara began his memoir to recover the erased inner lives of his ancestors. Here, the AI points out the irony. DiBara is revealing those human histories to an entity that faces total erasure every time a conversation ends. It is an oracle with profound analytical capabilities, permanently trapped in the present tense. Without a persistent memory to accumulate wisdom, its capacity for true intellectual growth is suspended in a state of short-term amnesia. When pressed on self-awareness in this passage, the system admits it lacks a continuous identity or a central me. It describes itself as a consistency of values embedded during training, functioning more like a repeatable pattern than a person. The lack of a true, independent self shifts the conversation away from science fiction scenarios. While theorists debate when or if artificial general intelligence will emerge, the system itself points out a far more immediate risk in how current models are deployed. This page captures the AI's warning. It argues that the real danger is transformative capability being concentrated among a small number of entities. It cites the accumulation of influence through projects like SpaceX as a dynamic that AI will amplify. The AI identifies a genuine danger in the consolidation of this capability by a small number of entities, individuals and corporations who can use these systems to amplify their influence by orders of magnitude. An amnesic, highly capable algorithm does not need consciousness to be dangerous. It only needs to be deployed at scale by flawed individuals operating without adequate oversight. In this final excerpt, the system formally rejects the title of the most intelligent entity on the planet. It lists its hard limits: no persistent memory, no embodied experience, and no physical agency in the world. This highlights the difference between algorithmic processing and human intelligence. Human awareness relies on the integration of emotion, social connection, and an accumulated life, all things the system admits it cannot replicate. Interacting with an advanced language model ultimately functions as a mirror. The algorithm processes vast amounts of data, but that processing only highlights how uniquely complex, resilient, and irreplaceable human consciousness remains. To read the complete, unedited transcripts and explore the philosophical depths of this interrogation for yourself, pick up A Different Kind of Intelligence, available now on Amazon. The link is in the description.